What is up, my viewers? Spang here, bringing you another World of Tanks gameplay commentary. This time it is a replay sent in from Spido6, part of the SVK clan, SVK2 to be exact. He has not sent in a replay to me before, at least not that I can recall, but this will be a standard battle on Erlenberg. Now, if I have looked at the teams correctly, they basically seem pretty even, though his team having a slightly perceived advantage. I'm just saying that because of the tanks I prefer, and also because they do have one more tier 8. But everything else looks pretty much about even, so it really could go either way, depending on exactly how each team plays. Again, this little glitch I'm getting, I'm not really quite sure what is causing that jerky movement in the replay. But I do know for a fact that this replay is not quite compatible. And that's simply because it was recorded on a different server than the North American servers. At least that's my assumption, due to the fact that, well, not only are they speaking in a different language, but in the screenshots he sent me, they were in a different language as well. And that is the typical language used by the SVK2 clan. I can't recall because I have horrible memory and it's been so long since you guys told me, but it's really not of great importance because words are just words, and all you guys really need to know is see what happens and just listen to my beautiful voice as I commentate on it. So the T28, a very strong tank destroyer, especially in its tier. Unfortunately, it's a bit slow, but it does have a good gun. At least I hope he has the good gun. Let's just take a quick look there. Yes, 400 damage, 248 penetration, so he will be able to handle pretty much anything that comes his way. And it has good armor, so you sacrifice speed for mobility. That's pretty much it, though. You really can do quite well in a T28 if you play it right. Now, there is a wrong way to play it, certainly, but it's kind of a straightforward tank. You kind of just face your front to the enemy and shoot them. And a lot of times they'll just bounce right off you. I can't say that it is still that way, considering premium shells have been basically become more available to normal players, and some players might switch to those premium gold rounds when fighting a heavily armored tank such as the T28, so your armor might be a little less effective than it was, but a lot of the time normal players probably won't do that. But let's just get back to the actual gameplay here. His team getting down by 5 tanks right off the bat, the enemy team having a decent push to the south, but a strong push to the north. If I would almost say I would have preferred if Spido stayed looking at that northern bridge, though it does look like his team could use some assistance in the south, despite having tanks in the city and on that southern corner. I think they would have been able to handle it, but a little bit of assistance and crossfire is always helpful. However, you can tell in the north, yeah, those two medium tanks are kind of screwed. The 4502 Alpha getting eliminated, Spido getting 2 kills in a very quick fashion. Those enemy tanks just getting themselves eliminated, closing the gap. Spido has 2 of his team's 3 kills, and it looks like he's in a position to actually take out this Type 59, or at least help. Well, nope, I was wrong. I was gonna say at least he can help, but he would get the final shot, as we just saw, so pretty fortunate for him. He's gonna shoot this KV-1S as well. Oh wow, he has the, I forget what that perk is called, but it lets you see what critically damaged modules the enemy team has. I believe it is referred to as Eagle Eye. But I cannot recall exactly. So the enemy team quickly getting decimated in this northern push simply because Spido has these cross shots, and he will further weaken that T29. He's kind of sitting out in the open, which normally I wouldn't agree with, except for the fact the enemy team only has a tier 4 artillery, which really isn't going to be all that effective against tier 8 tanks. Spido not getting that T29 kill, unfortunately, but this Pershing, oh boy, the Pershing at this distance stands not the slightest chance against the T28. He only has 180 penetration on that gun, and at this distance, and really the frontal armor of the T28 isn't gonna give in to such a low caliber shell. So that Pershing in a bad position. Spido doing what he can to try and shoot him. Maybe aim a little bit to the right. There we go. Apparently Pershing getting a damage track. The northern flank pretty exposed at this point. The Greel getting eliminated by that T29. But Spido's team has pushed across the southern bridge, posing kind of a threat to artillery, but like I said before, artillery isn't really a factor in this match. So I really wouldn't make a big deal about it. Pershing getting eliminated. Not kill number 4 for Spido. And let's see if he can handle this situation. A T29 really stands no chance against him front on front. And what was that other tank? There is a T50 coming up on him. At least, no, I think that's an M5 Stuart. Let me look. Yep, an M5 Stuart. So the T29 bouncing a shell, just like I said he would. And an IS-6 also has a low penetration gun. Lower penetration even than the T29. This M5 Stuart not going to be doing anything but just little annoying shots on Spido. Which, honestly, if I were him, I would just be ignoring him at this point. This M5 is really doing nothing but proving to just be a mosquito biting him. So it really wasn't something that deserved his attention. And honestly, I would have ignored it and focused on the T29 and the IS-6 that are coming across the northern push. The enemy team quickly getting eliminated here, losing their early 5-0 advantage and now down by 4 tanks. So they just basically threw this game away. Good job, enemy. So the Cromwell asking what the view range on the KV-5 is, apparently getting spotted when he thought he wasn't. Rather unfortunate. The IS-6 still at full health, so apparently not being much of a use to his team. That's unfortunate. It is always a sad sight to see when you come to the end of a match and the tier 8 tank, or rather the top tier tank on your team, has 0 kills and is at full health. You know that player probably, I say probably because it's not always the case, but most of the time they haven't been doing their part in the match. So that IS-6 really not doing much to help his team, at least that is what I am assuming. This T29 will get eliminated by Spido. Kill number 5. Let's see if he can get kill number 6, as if I don't already know what's going to happen, but you guys don't, so why would I spoil it? The IS-6 really not having any sort of final chance to stay alive, and his ammo rack hit, so very unfortunate for Mr. IS-6 that he's has even a longer reload time now than he would normally have, and he is going to try and fight off several tier 8 tanks moving on his position. It's not this match is over. Plain and simple. The IS-6 has no chance. That Greel on the enemy team still managing to have stayed alive for this long. Spido saying give, basically asking his team to let him have the 6th kill. Now, he did kind of steal that, but I do not blame him in the slightest. When you have 5 kills and your team is waiting, basically guaranteed to win, and you have eyes on that 6th target, yeah, honestly, I would do the same thing. I would wait to have a clear shot, and then as soon as he was a 1-shot for me, I'd take it. It's kind of a dick move, yes, but at the same time, you can't really blame anyone who does it, because you can't deny that you would do the same thing and you're in the same situation. So, yeah, but very well played by Spido, taking a few shots there. I mean, well, he took more than a few shots. If I remember correctly from the post-game screenshots, he took 16 of his shots hit. He took 20, and he did over 5,000 damage, actually close to 6,000 points of damage. Quite impressive, getting himself top gun, and no steel wall, sadly. He didn't take enough hits for that, but he did, on the other hand, managed to get quite a bit of experience, close to 1,300 standard, close to 2,000 premium, and making a decent amount of credits as well. So very well played, Mr. Spido. Your team really pulling ahead from an early, very disappointing 5-0. Just, I can't even believe your team managed to come back from that. But apparently your team still had enough good players left that it balanced out. Your bad players just got themselves killed immediately, and your good players are like, it's time to make up for it. So anyway, like I said in previous videos, if you are wondering why I'm sending out so many replays recently, it is because I'm trying to get through all my 8.2 replays, so expect about 2 to 3, maybe even 4 replays a day until I catch up, and then I can update my World of Tanks gameplay file and have my 8.3. Yes, if you have any issues with that about, oh, you could just download the compatibility pack or this, that, and the other, I'm not messing with it. This also forces me to do the replays. This forces me to sit down and actually get through everything you guys have submitted. So I wouldn't complain too much. But anyway, if you like this video, click that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. And as always, if you've got a replay, send it to spanglereplays@gmail.com. I tripped over my tongue a bit there, but the email is in the description. This has been Spang, and I am signing off.